Now with YouTube, if I want somebody to watch my video, I as a creator have to give you guys a reason to click on my video. It's not a very complicated task, but it's what in behavioral science we might call a decision point. It's a brief limbo in the user experience, where the user has to decide what kind of video they're in the mood to watch, and has to compare all the different titles and thumbnails that are vying for their attention. The design of TikTok is so aggressively frictionless that they even remove this very first decision point. By TikTok launching you straight into a video that they're pretty sure you're going to like, you immediately become rewarded for opening the app, and this leads to a positive reinforcement that makes you more likely to do it more and more in the future. You can think of it a bit like a rat in a Skinner box. Push the lever and get the food. Open the TikTok app and get a rewarding video almost immediately.
iPhone users have gone crazy over a new feature swiping through Reels and TikToks with their tongues. iPhones can now recognize gestures, and that's why thousands of such videos are flooding the internet.
Cabernet et al. 2025 stated that excessive use, emotional dependence, and rumination drive problematic TikTok use, with females being more at risk. But users also acknowledged positive aspects of the platform, including its cultural and educational value. The authors stressed the importance of interventions that curb addictive use while preserving TikTok's benefits. Yadav and Aibhin's qualitative research exploring teenagers' experiences of TikTok as an educational platform found that although the majority consider the platform as a purely entertaining medium, 44% of the participants felt that it could be used both for entertainment and education, while 29% of them consider TikTok to have a potential to be a supplementary educational medium. In the spirit of research, I interviewed some teenagers who shared their views on using TikTok for educational purposes.
Yeah, sometimes I watch TikTok that explain science concept like how gravity works or math shortcuts that actually help the world.
I've done many cooking tips, fitness exercises, and even study hacks online on TikTok from those short videos. When I'm looking at TikTok, I can find many different math formulas, some science notes, and even historical facts on TikTok.
I use TikTok for quick study hacks, like how to memorize formulas faster and learn some presentation skills from it. Watch a lot of TikToks about math, that explain tricky questions in a simple way.
Sometimes do use TikTok to learn new knowledge or skills. Like, I use it to learn different cooking recipes. What is taught in school, I can generally follow quite easily, so I don't have to use it. So I don't have to use TikTok to help me.
Sometimes, I follow creators to explain math tricks in simple ways, which helps me understand topics that I used to find difficult. I also enjoy watching short science experiments because they make the concepts come alive and easier to remember. Besides that, I have seen grammar tips for English and bite-sized history lessons, which make school subjects more interesting and engaging.
There was this TikTok that was just a rap about teaching people about science. Like, I learned about like the blood cells with that one rap, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah.
That means through the rap you understood the concept?
Yeah.
Does this mean teachers have to start posting their lessons on TikTok?
As a professor, I do get asked a lot, how and why do I make content for TikTok? And of course, part of the answer is it's kind of fun, but also it is a remarkably good educational tool. I get hundreds of comments from people on videos that I make about things like tech ethics and internet policy, saying that they learned something, that they know something now that they didn't know before they stumbled onto one of my videos in between, people dancing.
6th grade math teacher Deidre Kelly has racked up 1.4 million followers for her mini math lessons.
I definitely got a lot of support from parents saying, thank you. I didn't know how to break it down to my child, and you're helping me with it. I'm already a teacher, but now I'm able to reach a broader audience, a huge audience, and so my community has grown, and it's just more of not just helping my own personal kids or students. Now I'm able to help others.
Anytime you use the word myself, the sentence has to start with I. But I was just at my wit's end trying to figure out how I can get my students more engaged in learning grammar lessons. So I realized I had to meet my students where they were, and that's where they were. They were on TikTok.
TikTok makes you get it right. You only have 60 seconds to explain a concept, and you've got to hit the main points.
Does that mean that students can receive their education without coming to school? Wait, hold your horses. Let's look deeper into the definition of education. What constitutes an education? According to Wikipedia, education is the transmission of knowledge and skills, and the development of character traits. Formal education occurs within a structured institutional framework, such as public schools, following a curriculum. Non-formal education also follows a structured approach, but occurs outside the formal schooling system, while informal education involves unstructured learning through daily experiences.
What is learning?
Learning is to gain or acquire knowledge of a skill in something by studying.
What is education?
And education is getting a degree.
Education is learning. Learning is picking up new skills or brushing up new skills that you haven't learned before.
Well, to me, education in a broad term is about informing, telling, increasing people's awareness of a topic or any points that I want to share with them. Right, that is educating. That's education to me. Learning will be then how much they will get from my information, from me trying to inform them, to educate them, learning beyond the classroom. So it's basically learning life skills. Well, I will not create. I will use the ready-made TikTok videos. To me, it can reach out to certain segments of learners. For example, my own students, they are not easily motivated to do work academically. But when I use terms that are used in TikTok, they got so motivated and they really show their keenness to move towards achieving what I expected of them. An example in point would be when they achieve 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10, I use the term speak 7, and they really brought in class and they really wanted to show me that they were trying. So this group of students using TikTok content may spur them on, motivate them, but I have to do it in the right way, using content that is appropriate for the purpose that I want them to achieve.
When I have other things or platforms already being done, right, I will use that instead. So TikTok actually is not for, I find that it's not a good influence using it on young children, especially when you teach primary schools. So maybe upper primary, maybe secondary school or JCs, maybe they are equipped to handle because they have the maturity.
So let's say if you want to achieve certain concepts in math, that's education. But whether you can apply it to your daily life or what in the future, then that's learning for me. The question is, you want to get certificate, you have to go through certain education.
Doing masters, right?
Doing masters, education. It's not when you go to the real life outside work and you apply what you've learned, that's learning. Education is something you must be actively involved. So by using TikTok videos, you are a passive learner. So it doesn't work. But if you are an active learner, you must discover why, for example, even English, when you're learning grammar, you must discover for yourself why the rationale for certain grammar concepts is so and so. No, I find that TikTok videos make them or turn students into passive learners where they just watch.
Learning has never been just about packing in more content and knowledge. It's about developing the ability to think, to solve problems, and to keep learning throughout life.
Well, that's great, but are the educational contents posted on TikTok 100% factual?
People are unaware that Singapore, a city-state, has become a developed country. Singapore has a land area of 728.6 square kilometers, making it the smallest country in Southeast Asia. After separating from Indonesia, Singapore...
My conclusion? Like any tool, TikTok is a double-edged sword. The impact depends on how it is used. Will I be posting any videos on TikTok for my students? Of course not. The platform is designed for entertainment, not education. The short video format does not cater well to learners who need personalized instructions or additional support. The algorithm may not always show educational content to those who need it. Educational videos often get less visibility compared to entertaining or trending videos. Students may get easily distracted by unrelated videos and spend more time scrolling than learning.